Now, I know by the title of the video, people are already mad. People are already, oh my god, I'm gonna dislike this video. I'm gonna, I'm gonna give them hate comments or whatever people do on YouTube. But before you do that, hear what I gotta say. This is something that I thought of while I was, watching the Horizon Forbidden West game. Since I don't have a PS5, I said, why not just watch, in case I might want to get it when I get one, right? So I said, why not? Why not go ahead and, watch this game and see what it's about, what's all the hype, what people liked about it. I played the first one. I'll give my thought on that later, but I did play the first one just so I can see, what is this? What's this game about? I never got to play it, never got to watch any videos. So, I end up, why not? Why not try it? And then the thing is, after I played it, I went back and played a game I never played in my life. Like, I never even thought about this game. And the game name is BioShock. I don't know if anybody else played. I'm sure a lot of people played. I went on YouTube. Seems like it's pretty popular. But I never got to play this game. Now, I'm going to show you something that is what came in my mind after I started playing this game and watching Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, this cutscene right here you're seeing here with in BioShock. This is BioShock 2, by the way. I never played the first one, which I will go back. The second one's so good so far. I have to, I want to try the first one also. But this game was cheap on G2A. I said, why not, right? But okay, that's besides the point. Look at this cutscene of this game. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that cutscene? Did you see how fast that cutscene went about? Did you see how quick? And the thing is, I watched Horizon Forbidden West and I played Horizon Zero Dawn, and then I went back and played this game, and it just came to my mind while I was working. I was like, bruh, these games, these modern Sony games or modern game period are too cinematic. I think it's becoming a huge problem for me, and I noticed it too as I was playing. I played God of War, I played Spider-Man. I noticed how all the games are so cinematic and it makes the game so boring. I noticed that. Watching Horizon Zero Dawn, I understand. I'm not saying the game is so, the game is terrible. I'm not saying Horizon Forbidden West is terrible. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is I really hate the cinematics, really hate the movie aspect of every game. Why must every modern game be a movie? Why does every modern game have to be? It doesn't have to be a movie. You can play the game normally. You look at this game. Went back and played it. They did not kill you with boredom by these cinematics. They didn't do all of that. What I did was I played the game. I got into it. I didn't sit there, watch a bunch of cutscenes. If they started the game, and another thing I really appreciate about this game, it explains itself. Like in the game, it doesn't have to do an audio take like a full movie, 4 minute worth of cutscene that I noticed in Horizon Forbidden West. Bruh, if you never played Horizon Zero Dawn, there's no point in Forbidden West to, give us a 4-minute intro of a movie. I really dislike that. I'm gonna be honest. It makes the game so boring. I feel like any type of game like that's open world, I think they should stay away from cutscenes, stay away from, I mean, I'm not saying take cutscenes out of game completely. That is not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is don't kill us with boredom with a million cutscenes every second. There's even a part in Horizon Zero Dawn, I asked myself, why did they put that cutscene there? Why? I'll put it in the screen if I have the footage, but it was a part where we were, in the first part of the game. I was asking myself, why am I sitting there watching this cutscene? What is the point of it? Why am I seeing this? So that's something I think I blame, what game I blame for this? I blame Uncharted. Now, again, I know people gonna go crazy. What? Uncharted was a good game. What are you talking about? Not saying the game is terrible. That's not what I'm saying. Stop getting that. When I give a criticism, don't think I'm saying the game is terrible. I will say it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat. I will say when the game is bad to me. I will say it. But Uncharted started this movie game movie aspect with, you know, they spending all their budgets on cutscenes and not focusing no story or gameplay. Remember, if you play in a game, remember the game is supposed to be about, you know, the whole game supposed to have a good gameplay. That's why it's called game. You know, and you play it. So we should not, developers should not even come close to thinking about focusing more on graphics. My goodness, Horizon Forbidden West looks good, very good, but man, I really don't like the story. To me it ain't that good. To me it's not that good, man. I think it got so boring watching the game. Even the first one, it got so boring with the cutscenes. One thing I could say about the game, let me go ahead and get the good out there now. I love the little animals, the different type of boss animals. That I really like that's something I didn't see too many games do. They did good with this boss fight. I can't lie, that's pretty tight. But my goodness, I can't sit through the boring tutorial, boring cutscenes. I mean, if you're gonna explain the game, at least try to explain it within, you know, in game. You know, don't do it via cutscene every second. And the thing is, with me, first impression is a huge thing. Let's be honest, if we go back 15 years ago, game developers only had a few, like a first impression on you. If they had a terrible first impression, that was it. Their game was not, you know, there ain't nobody gonna sit there and play that game. But now, having developers focusing on all this cutscene, for me, first impression is a huge thing. And for Horizon Forbidden West and Zero Dawn didn't have that good of an impression to me. I'm gonna be honest. And the thing is, the only reason I went and compared all this and had all this thought was because I went back and played BioShock. I just rhymed accidentally. I just noticed that. But I went back and played BioShock 2, and I noticed the way they made that game. I did. I can't, you know, get away. I have to compare it between all these. I know 2 different games, but I have to compare the 2. These cutscenes are a killer in these games, man. Look at COD. COD do the same thing. Cinematic galore. It's so much cinematic in these games. It's insane. And I can't sit. It's not because I have a short term, you know, or not short term, or you know, a little. My attention span is small. No, I've played games that were long before. But me sitting there through a cutscene. Say, imagine this. You come home from a 5-hour shift, 10-hour shift, and you sitting there playing the game, trying to chill, playing the game. You know, you don't have to have a crazy amount of, you know, difficulty, but imagine sitting there watching a movie. If I'm gonna sit there, I'm gonna go watch a movie, not a game. If I'm here to play a game, I'm here to play it, not sit there and watch a 10-minute almost. I mean, what there's another game that also, you know, was messed up by cutscene, and it was God of War, 2018 God of War. The game is good. I can't lie. Game is good, but the cutscenes are insane, man. Insane. I think that's what's killing and plaguing these Sony games. I think Uncharted started all this cutscene galore and craziness. I believe that's the game that started all of this. Now, again, like I said, it doesn't make the game terrible. But for me, it takes a lot of points off. It really does. And if I'm not invested in the story or really liking the story, I'm not gonna sit there and play a game like that. I'm not. Now, at least Uncharted, they took the linear route and they didn't have an open world game. You know, at least. But Horizon had an open world game with all of this. This 2-hour tutorial, almost 2-hour tutorial. I can't do it, man. I really can't do it. Like this game, it teaches you while you're playing. Like, it just stops you, you know, give you a quick message, bam, you read, and you go upon your day. But my goodness, when I gotta sit there through you know, okay, go to this spot, throw this thing, and then you run to this spot. They dedicate that whole hour for a tutorial. That is, for me, that is absurd and insane and just plain old boring, to be honest, if I'm being honest. And again, I recommend, by the way, before I keep going, I recommend playing BioShock. If you never played it, it's a good game. I'm sitting there playing. I'm like, this game came out, what, years ago? I don't know. I don't remember how many years, but I just saw it. I was like, why not try it? I never got to play it. And my goodness, this game came out years ago. It's a good game. It's a very, very good game. Now, Another thing, like I was speaking on the cutscenes, I don't mind having a cutscene in the game. Don't think that's what I'm saying. Don't mind having it if the game is based on story and based on that. You know, we know I'm buying, like let me take an example. Detroit Become Human, or the Telltale series. You know, you're not buying a open world game. You know, you're not buying a linear. You're just buying straight up a movie. You know, that's what you're doing, a story based game. That I don't have a problem with. Actually, I do have a little problem. If you're gonna make a story based game, cutscene better not be the #1 thing. Story better take the cutscenes. If you have a terrible story and a bunch of cutscenes, no, waste of time, waste of game. Don't buy the game. But again, if you have an open world game, and you giving me that first impression cutscene with all these cutscenes, I cannot sit there and play the game. I wouldn't even finish it, to be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I would not sit there and finish it. And that's what I think is plaguing off Sony games. And this, by the way, this conclusion came from me playing an older game. I didn't just have that. At first I was playing Horizon Zero Dawn normally, but then I went and played this game, and I couldn't help myself to compare the two, and seeing how most of these old games didn't die by cutscenes. And another thing is, I think there's one game I believe that kind of did it right with, it was a Sony exclusive. It did it right, but it still was kind of annoying sometimes. But I think Spider-Man done it right. They had a minimal amount of cutscene. It was an open world game. I'll take it. Spider-Man did. If they could do most Sony games like that, I believe games will be at least decent. I would be able to sit there and play it. Like Spider-Man, if it had a million cutscenes, more cutscenes, I promise I wouldn't even sit there and play that. It would have got so boring, because I look at story first, and I look at that's the first impression. If you're gonna hit me with a bunch of cutscene, my first impressions, I'm gonna be like, man. And I know what you're saying. You can't just give up a game, after first impression. Now, true, there was a game I did do that to, and it was Dying Light 2. Dying Light 2. It hit us with a bunch of cutscene, a long tutorial, right? And I went back and kept playing the game, and guess what? It's the same thing. Not tutorial, cutscenes after cutscenes after cutscenes. And it's like, my goodness, you don't have to make everything cinematic. These modern games believe, oh, everything must be movie. No, it doesn't have to be. It really doesn't have to be. I can sit there and play a game if you throw a bunch of message at me. I really can. Not too much message, but if you occasionally stop the game, hey, this is what this is about, or let me explore myself and read myself, or have audio logs where I can hear the players talking and explain the story. We don't have to have a million cutscenes. We really don't. So after this long rant, I think that's the problem with Horizon Forbidden West. And okay, I can state another problem I do notice. I noticed it throughout the game. If I never played the first game, I wouldn't notice it through this game. This game is kind of like, it's almost exact as the first game. Now I know you might be saying, no, the only reason it's like that is because it's a sequel. I don't think so. I don't think it should be that way. It is exactly like the first game. I've watched, trust me, before I even came here talking about it, I watched a bunch of stream. I thought it was just that one stream, but I watched another stream, and it's the same thing, man. The game looks, well, graphic wise, of course, is different. Aloy, I heard about Aloy's fatness. But that's besides the point. I did see that, but that doesn't matter too much. But the graphics are insane. I can't lie. PS5, do it. PS5, it's a pretty big thing. The graphics are huge. But does graphics hold the game? No, it does not. I would rather have a terrible graphic and a very good story and a very good gameplay than to have a good graphics and all those other two terrible. But yeah, I did notice the graphics. Notice the environment, good, very good. Again, like I said, the boss fights are good. The Cobra, my goodness, those the birds, the long necks, like them, even though those were in the first game. But you know, again, that's besides the point. But the gameplay, to be honest, play the same exact as the first one. I don't see anything too different from the first one. Again, I didn't say I finished the whole game, watching the whole game, but I did watch a lot of hours, almost 8 hours, 10 hours worth of game. Imagine watching that. Imagine watching, and I heard the game is around 30 hours long. Jeez. But like I said, these cutscenes are killing these games, and making the games very boring, extremely boring. And again, you might be like, oh, what is the solution? The solution is to do it like this. Explain the game throughout, you know, gameplay while I'm playing the game. You don't have to stop the whole game. Cutscene, I can't even control the game. Cutscene, and then, you know, you have to sit there and watch it. And I know you can skip it, but if you skip it, you don't know the story. So you guys let me know what y'all think. This is my conclusion. I want to make videos like this a little bit more, you know, stuff that I've been thinking about, just put it out in videos. I didn't even edit anything. I didn't even, you know, I'm just speaking out of what I thought by going back and playing these type of games. Again, I recommend BioShock. It's a good game, man. I actually sat there and not yawn and played the game. Like, I was sitting there playing it without yawning or anything. So if you made it this far throughout the video, thank you for watching. Again, if you dislike what I said, you know for a fact, if you look at my Dying Light 2 video, you know for a fact I don't mind different opinion or different thoughts from my own. So if you have anything different you want to say it in the comments, and I will see if I can, you know, talk to you back and reply back. Don't just say the game's good, don't listen to him. I've seen so many of that in the Dying Light 2 video. Oh, don't listen to him, the game's good. But that's not a rebuttal though. If we're gonna have a conversation, don't just hit me with that it's good, trust me. Nah, I gave you my thoughts why I think these games are dying, or these games are getting, like, you know, getting worse with these cutscenes. That was my thought. That's the conclusion I got. Now you give me the rebuttal, you know, what you think. Again, if you like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you made it this far, that's insane. I don't think anybody watched 17 minutes worth of video, but if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. If you dislike, thank you for watching the video at least. Comment what you think. If you want to support the channel even more, go ahead and donate to my Patreon. Do what you got to do. But this is all I had to say about this, man. This rant was because I went back and played BioShock 2. Again, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, or live stream tonight, maybe. I don't know.